Today we're exploring why some super rich people choose to look like they're not wealthy at all. Take Mark Zuckerberg, for example. He's mega rich, but often wears plain clothes like hoodies and jeans. Then there's Warren Buffett, who lives simply despite being one of the richest folks around. He still lives in an old house and drives an ordinary car. This might seem strange, but there's a smart reason behind it. It's all about a clever wealth strategy. Despite what you might think, looking poor isn't about being stingy or not caring about nice things. It's about gaining freedom and financial security. By not showing off their wealth, these rich folks keep their money working for them instead of just spending it to impress others. Plus, it gives them peace of mind knowing that their true worth isn't tied to fancy stuff. In this video, we'll dive into 7 reasons why looking poor is key to real wealth. We'll hear stories from people who've mastered this approach and get practical tips on how you can do it too. It's not just about saving money, it's about changing your mindset. True wealth isn't about flashy cars or designer clothes. It's about the choices and freedoms that smart financial decisions bring. And hey, if you like what you're hearing, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. One big reason why seeming poor is better than appearing rich is because trying to look wealthy can actually make you end up broke quickly. Let me explain with a story about a famous writer named James. James writes a book that becomes super popular overnight, making him a lot of money, like $225,000 every month. With all this cash coming in, James starts living a very luxurious lifestyle. Fancy apartments, expensive vacations, designer clothes, you name it. His monthly spending matches his huge income, easily hitting $25,000. But the world of book writing can be unpredictable. What's a hit today might be forgotten tomorrow. And when James's income drops, his extravagant spending doesn't. Even though he's still earning a lot, James finds himself in serious financial trouble, just one unexpected expense away from disaster. This story isn't just about writers or athletes. It's a warning for anyone who thinks showing off wealth is the way to go. And that's the main point here. Trying to look rich can actually lead to going broke fast. It tricks many people into thinking they're doing well. But when things change, they're left with nothing. The real issue is spending all you earn, no matter how much that is. So why is it better to seem poor or live modestly? Because it's sustainable. It's about slowly building your financial security instead of relying on a flashy image that could fall apart at any moment. When you focus on saving and investing instead of showing off, you create a safety net for tough times. So what can you do? Start by looking at your expenses. Are they helping you reach your long-term goals or just for show? Instead of splurging on a new car, think about investing that money or saving it for emergencies. The idea isn't to deny yourself fun. It's about making smart choices that help you build real wealth. It's about being disciplined, knowing what you really need, and using money wisely to secure your future. Another big reason why it's better to seem poor is because trying to look rich puts you in constant survival mode. When you're focused on showing off wealth, you get stuck in a cycle of earning money just to spend it on flashy things. You end up living paycheck to paycheck, always worrying about how to pay for your fancy car, designer clothes, or a big house. Even if you make a lot of money, this lifestyle keeps you dangerously close to financial trouble. Now let's look at why embracing a modest lifestyle can change the game. By choosing to live simply and focus on building assets, you move from just getting by to really thriving. It's not about denying yourself fun, it's about using money to grow and improve your life instead of just trying to impress others. Take Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, for example. Despite being incredibly successful and wealthy, he drove an old truck and kept a low profile. He wasn't struggling to get by. He was thriving by investing in his business and other opportunities. Walton's approach shows how to use money to build wealth instead of letting it control you. To make this shift, start by looking at your spending habits. Ask yourself if each expense is helping you thrive or just keeping you stuck in survival mode. You might need to make tough choices, like getting a cheaper car or downsizing your home to free up money for investments. Living modestly also helps you see money differently. Instead of using it all on fancy stuff, think of it as a tool to grow your wealth. That could mean investing in stocks, property, or starting a side business to create passive income. The goal is to build a secure financial future where you're not just judged by what you own, but by the opportunities your money gives you. In summary, moving from survival mode to thriving shows how powerful it is to make smart choices with your money. It's not just about looking poor, it's about using wealth wisely to secure your future. And if you're enjoying this topic, let me know by commenting more. Another important reason why it's better to seem poor when aiming for real wealth is to avoid getting weighed down by financial burdens, like liabilities. When you're trying to look rich, you often end up with debts that are hard to get rid of. The temptation to appear wealthy can lead to what experts call liabilities. These are things you owe money on, like a credit card bill from buying expensive clothes, a car loan for a flashy car, or a big mortgage for a house that's more about status than comfort. Each of these choices, driven by a desire to look rich, doesn't just hurt your bank balance in the short term, it ties up your money for years to come. Imagine every dollar you spend on these debts as a dollar you can't use to grow your wealth. It's like running on a treadmill. The more you spend to look rich, the further you get from actually building wealth. Now let's look at someone who understood this well, Ingvar Kamprad, the founder of IKEA. Despite being super rich, Kamprad drove an old car and flew economy. He wasn't being cheap. He was smartly avoiding getting trapped by debts. By not splurging on things that lose value over time, he could invest more in his business and personal wealth. To follow this approach, start by thinking about every purchase in terms of its long-term impact. Ask yourself, will this add to my debts or my wealth? By choosing to look poor on purpose, you're prioritizing your financial future over flashy things. Assets like savings, stocks, or property that goes up in value are what really make you wealthy, not debts that drain your money. By making these smart choices, you're building a strong financial base that can handle anything life throws at you, like losing your job or unexpected bills. So looking poor isn't about missing out. It's about making decisions that set you up for real wealth in the long run. Another big reason why choosing to seem poor is actually a smart move in the game of life is because of how it affects the way people see and treat you. This is about the social side of wealth and the unexpected problems that can come from showing it off. When you flaunt your wealth, you become not just a symbol of success, which can be good, but also a target for people who want to benefit from your money. Suddenly, friends, family, and even strangers might see you not for who you are, but for what you can give them. This change in how people perceive you can lead to them expecting financial help, attracting fake friendships, and sometimes even making you a target for people looking to take advantage of your money. Now think about the other option, living a life where your wealth isn't obvious. This way, you build relationships based on real connections instead of money. People value you for who you are, your personality, your ideas, and your company, without thinking about what they can get from you financially. Choosing to look poor isn't just about protecting your money. It's also about protecting your happiness and well-being. It's about having a life where you're judged by your character, not your bank balance, and forming relationships based on honesty and respect. This way of living doesn't just keep your money safe, it makes your life richer in ways that money can't measure. It shows that sometimes the happiest lives are the ones lived quietly, away from the spotlight. A great example of this is Chuck Feeney, the billionaire who co-founded Duty Free Shoppers. Despite his huge wealth, he lived very simply, often flying economy and wearing a cheap watch. By not showing off his money, he could move through life without people treating him differently, and he could focus on helping others through his charity work. Feeney's life proves that keeping your wealth hidden gives you the freedom to be yourself and form real connections with others. So how can you start following this wisdom in your own life? It starts with choosing not to show off your wealth. This doesn't mean giving up on comfort or fun. It means spending money on things that matter to you, not just to impress others. It also means setting boundaries, especially with those close to you. By keeping your financial status private, you can avoid people expecting things from you and make sure your relationships are based on respect and honesty. In summary, deciding to seem poor isn't about denying yourself. It's about protecting yourself and your relationships from the pressures that come with visible wealth. It's about living a life where real connections matter more than money, proving that true wealth is found in the people you care about, not in what you own. This fifth piece of wisdom is a big change from what we usually see. Instead of trying to show off wealth, it's about keeping it low-key. Many people go all out to flaunt their money, but this often leads to big financial problems. Flashy cars, huge houses, and expensive clothes might look great, but they often hide a lot of debt, like loans and maxed-out credit cards. This constant need to prove how rich you are doesn't just hurt your wallet. It also weighs heavily on your mind. Why do so many people fall into this trap? Because in our society, there's this idea that wealth only counts if other people see it. But the real richness in life isn't about showing off. It's about having the freedom, security, and choices that money can give you. These things are personal and way more satisfying than any fancy car or house. Think about someone like Warren Buffett, one of the richest people ever. Despite his wealth, he lives very modestly. He still lives in the same house he bought in the 1950s and drives a simple car. His choices show that true wealth isn't about flaunting what you have. It's about appreciating what you've built and having peace of mind from being financially secure, not from getting attention. So how can you start living by this wisdom? First, change how you think about being rich. Understand that the best things about wealth are the freedom and security it brings, not the stuff you can buy. Be thankful for the stability and choices your money gives you, instead of feeling like you have to show it off to feel important. Also, live in a way that focuses on your financial health, not on impressing others. This means making smart, long-term choices, even if they're not flashy. It's about building a life where your decisions help you grow and stay stable, not just to look good. Choosing to seem poor isn't about downplaying your success. It's about redefining what success means to you. It's a journey toward realizing that true wealth isn't about what others think. It's about finding peace within yourself, no matter how much money you have. Moving on, the sixth reason why it's smart to seem poor when aiming for wealth is because getting rich isn't about one big decision. It's about the small choices we make every day. Think of it like building a wall. Each brick may not seem like much, but together they make a strong fortress. Similarly, the small choices we make, like living modestly, driving a reliable but not flashy car, or skipping expensive treats, all add up over time to help us achieve financial freedom. Take the example of a YouTuber who built their channel from scratch to 1 million subscribers over 5 years. This success didn't happen overnight. It came from consistent hard work, learning from mistakes, and making smart choices along the way. Just like in building wealth, it's the daily grind and small decisions that lead to success, not flashy moments. Living a modest life fits right into this strategy. It's about making choices every day that might not give you immediate pleasure, but will help you build wealth in the long run. By living within your means, you free up money to invest and save, slowly building your financial safety net. For instance, look at Azim Premji, a wealthy businessman in India known for his frugality. Despite his wealth, he chooses to drive a simple car and fly economy class. His lifestyle shows that small daily choices matter more than flashy displays of wealth. It's about focusing on substance over show, using resources to build lasting wealth instead of maintaining an image. So how can you start following this wisdom in your own life? Begin by looking at your daily spending habits. Find areas where you can cut back without sacrificing your quality of life. It could be as simple as making coffee at home instead of buying it, or using public transport instead of leasing an expensive car. Each small decision adds up to big savings that you can then invest in assets. Also remember that looking poor isn't about depriving yourself. It's about prioritizing your future over instant gratification. This mindset not only helps you build wealth, but also teaches you discipline and mindfulness about spending, which can benefit you in all areas of life. Another important reason why choosing to seem poor is crucial is the incredible value it brings in terms of financial peace. This idea highlights the ultimate reward for living below your means. Not just having money in the bank, but also having peace of mind and happiness. We all love the idea of having fancy things. Who hasn't dreamed about living in a mansion or driving a flashy car? It's natural to be drawn to luxury and abundance. But despite these desires, nothing compares to the calmness that comes with financial peace. It's the comforting feeling of knowing you're secure, no matter what life throws at you. It's the freedom to make choices based on what you want, not what you need. It's the ability to change your path in life without worrying about money, and it's about sleeping soundly without the stress of debt and financial worries. Even Charles Dickens, despite his fame, understood this. He believed in the importance of living within your means, knowing that true wealth isn't about having lots of stuff, but about having peace of mind. So how can you start heading towards financial peace? First, realize that the excitement of buying things fades quickly, while the benefits of financial security last a lifetime. Start by looking at your spending habits and finding areas where you can cut back on luxury without affecting your quality of life. Whether it's choosing a home that fits your needs without breaking the bank, or picking a reliable car instead of a flashy one, each decision brings you closer to lasting peace. Also, get into the habit of saving and investing for the future. The aim is to build up a safety net that not only covers your immediate needs, but also helps you achieve your long-term goals and handle unexpected challenges. It's about creating a cushion that lets you handle life's ups and downs with confidence and security. In short, the journey to financial peace through living modestly isn't about giving up pleasure or ambition. It's a smart choice to prioritize long-term happiness over short-term satisfaction. It's about choosing a lifestyle that values freedom and peace more than material things that only bring temporary joy. To sum it all up, remember that the greatest luxury you can have is the freedom that comes from financial peace. It's worth more than any fancy thing you can buy. So don't worry about wearing old clothes or driving a simple car. Instead, focus on using your money to build a future where you're free and at peace. That's what true wealth is all about. That's it for today's video. Just a reminder, the goal here is to teach you about different aspects of investing, not to tell you what to do with your money. Investing has risks, so it's important to do your own research and talk to experts before making decisions. Also, remember that past success doesn't guarantee future results, so be careful with your investments. If you found this video useful, check out the next one. It'll complement what you've learned here. Feel free to share this video. It might help someone else too. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you thought about today's topic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.